Hey everyone, welcome to another test. This is the ominous test 666. I don't know, maybe we should change the number to 66.5. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Anyway, will creating custom URL strings boost map rankings? So, this is a test on it's a URL manipulation idea that I got from a course. It was by Brock Minsner. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right. He's actually going to be a speaker at Rockstars 2022 in Dallas at the NBC Suites in Love Field, November 9th through the 12th. Anyway, he came up with this URL string. And if you're not familiar with the work of URL manipulation, basically what you're doing is there's parameters in the URLs that you can change, or that it tells the search engine what's going on, right? So when you search for blue widgets, the parameters in the URL string change so that it feeds back and it says, hey Google, this person's looking for blue widgets. And you can do things like associate a term with a business. You can associate a term with a entity. You can associate a search term with the business and an entity. You can do all kinds of stuff, and you're just playing around with these URL strings. If you're going to get into it, you really got to have kind of a detective mindset and just be willing and patient to sit there and just play with them. And see what kind of different combinations you can come up with. For me, I honestly, as I've gone through a whole bunch of these, not very many of them really have borne the fruit of the work that is required to actually go and make these things, right? So you got to figure out, in this case, CID codes, lat long search, figure out the structure of the URL, blah, 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 blah. And it's been, for the most part in all of my tests, kind of a dud. And with this particular URL string, though, however, Madge from Magic PR tested it. And he tested it with and against one of his own custom URL strings, and his wasn't necessarily, I guess technically it's custom, but he took one that is really easy to get, and he just added a parameter where you add your keyword to the end of it. And that was his version against the version that Brock's teaching, and so the one that won was the one that Brock is doing. There's a 302 that happened to be in Madge's version, and it was hurting. I think it was hurting his results. So we tested it just pure Brock's, and Brock's won every time. And when I say won, is the map ranking went up, and or the website page that was associated went up, which is awesome, right? It's kind of what we're looking for. So that was building backlinks to the URL string. What Matthew and I wanted to look at, and Matthew ran this test, and he's the one that came up with the concepts and everything, is what happens if I just make it? And then in his case, he just made it and clicked around with it, made another version, clicked it, made another version, clicked it. What happens to that? Like, there's not a whole lot of traffic, but essentially it's a CTR thing. I made the string, I visited the string, I scrolled around, and I clicked a couple things, and I went about my day. Next week, I did another one, right? So that's pretty much the setup. Now, here's this document, his PDF. You can see it in the members area. And what he's got is the example of the string, where everything goes. The map asset, see, keywords, you do that twice. The target map asset, all that stuff's in here. You can see it, and then your CID for your particular thing, right? So here's his keywords: Lakewood Plumbers, Lakewood Plumbers. The target map asset refers to the asset you choose from Google Maps. So let's say you are in this city. We're in Lakewood, Colorado, and I wanted to choose, what's that, Kendrick Lake? I choose Kendrick Lake. That will be the map asset that I picked. And essentially these things also have numbers, and you just kind of fiddle around and you find that asset number in here. And it tells you in here how he did it, right? It's not really all that hard. You just kind of gotta kind of fiddle and wonk with it. See, look, he picked Kinder Lake, for example. And there you go. He's showing you exactly how to get the map asset. So you put all that stuff in here. Here's your map asset number, and then you get a CID number for your Google business. It's really easy to get it out. And that's Plepper, by the way. You got to do it on the website. You can't do it in the Chrome extension. Anyway, so he made these strings. He made different versions of them. He picked different maps, etc. Well, actually, this is the same map. Yep. Yeah, same map, but different areas. And he made 5 strings once a week. And then it's not in here, but he just went to those strings. So he opened said string up and then, clicked around, etc. Easy peasy. Make the URL string, click around with it, make another one, click around with it, and let's see what kind of results we get. And here's where the map the frequency, right? Number corresponds to test URL string number in some days. So he made the string and he just, clicked around on it for a week. Made the string, clicked around on it, made the string, clicked around on it, made the string, clicked around with it. It's a month worth. And the ranking did go up. I would have liked to see where did it start? Like if I was in number 7 and I went up to number 1, this little bit of work is worth it to me. And I can replicate this in CTR Booster or some other CTR tool, or just have a VA go click that every day and just, and maintain my 7 spots. Right? Excuse me. But here, to me, this is like easy win stuff. This is something that you can have a VA do, or you can do. It'll take you 3 to 5 minutes. You knock it out and you're done. You make all 5 of those things. You go in there every day and click this link, set that task in your calendar, and you're done. Or you get a CTR bot booster type of thing and have that do that every day. No big deal. And you can run that for a while. But he said the map went up 7 listings and then it went down after a couple of months. So what that indicates to me is the map went up and didn't get a whole lot of clicks for that target keyword and didn't get much engagement where it went. This was implying engagement. The map went up as a result of the implied engagement. When he stopped doing this, there was no more engagement. So the map went back down to where it was in the first place. And ergo, you have a short-term burst. That is my number 1 complaint about CTR. If you do it and you manipulate the traffic and you create traffic that's not there, once you stop, the rankings will drop. Right? So that's why I'm not a big rah, let's go do CTR thing. I know the value of it. I know it works. I know you can kill it. But to me, if it's temporary, it's something that I don't want to maintain. I don't want to have 50 servers with 50 copies of CTR robot or CTR booster or whatever it's called running, and 500 proxies and doing all these campaigns in perpetuity while the entire time my client's on. And my clients are on like 1-2 years. I'm not doing the client for 3 months kind of thing. My clients are on 1-2 years. It's kind of my average length of keeping a client. I've got one that I've had working with me for we're coming up on 3 years now, right? So if you imagine running the tools for 3 years straight, just doing that every day, to me, that's ridiculous. But if you can figure out a way to use these URLs to do this with just CTR, and then in the meantime, build backlinks to these, like say a magic PR press release, maybe some SEO Nitro backlinks, whatever, and lock that in. You know what that happens because you'll see this. You'll get your 7 boost spots. Your results may vary. And then once you get that in place, probably around here, I would build backlinks to these. So I would do my traffic to 1, build backlinks, start using my traffic for 2, build backlinks, start doing my traffic for 3, build backlinks, do my traffic for 4, build backlinks, right? So you do it in that method. You get the benefit of CTR, the backlinks lock that in. And then when you shut off your CTR, you start doing this process once a day, just opening that URL, clicking it, etc. Then it will, in theory, stick. That is the next test. Matthew Bennett is going to test that theory out. He's going to use Nitro, go in there and drop some PBN links to it, and see what we get. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right, so I'm going to go back to the top so you can see this stupid thing. Yay! Test 666. Will creating custom URL strings boost map rankings? Yes, it will, but it's temporary. And we might have found a solution, and that will be another test in the future. We'll see how it goes. All right, thanks.